get under there and get plenty shelter from any wet stuff that comes down. But I'm glad we managed to make a way along this track, even though they've chopped all the trees down. The pathway's still shown. Right, here we go, alongside the dividing walls. I don't know what they would have had corralled in them, like maybe horses or cattle or whatever, because they would have been penned in the walled areas so they couldn't wander off. Look at the thickness of the roots off this one that they've chopped down. Massive. Whoa, 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 here we go. Kicked an uneven part, sent us over. Right, so I just got to follow this wall round, get past that next tree, and it starts going round to the right and up slightly onto the road to meet the Forestry Commission track that comes down from the right. So as you can see as well, in this part of the journey, when I got through the single gate back there where the round homestead was, there was still sheep on the other side of the fencing. So if I had bay and I come along here, I couldn't let them off until I crossed that little skinny stream where I was trying to slip over, because there's no sheep after that. But I have to wait right until I got to here, more or less, before I let him off. So he would, by that time he would have been driving me nuts driving us along here. And I would have been tripping over every 5 seconds. Looks like people have crossed over there, got across the stream, and went up the hill using the fence to pull ourselves up, and went right to the top to get to that turnstile gate at the top of the bank. But I mean, you can go up the road, but it's quite steep to get up to the top. By the time you do get to the top of the gate, you're knackered. Right, hang on. Oh, more tea vicar. Want some salt and vinegar on that. More chips, please. Right, Howie, get up man, lift your feet. Right, so as you can see I'm starting to go up slightly, and then when I get past that tree it bends off to the right. So I'm nearly there. It's always nice to get on the road because it's just straightforward downhill towards the FAIRHAUGH cottage grounds. Right, so we'll get to see FAIRHAUGH cottage in a minute when we get around this corner and start looking down the hill. Where that tree is, straight ahead, that's where it is, because that's above it. Right, so there's your chimney pot and your roof. So like I say, when you get past this tree, you're just about on the road. And it's downhill. Right, so here's all these bits of walls that's been in the sections where they must have kept something corralled in them at some point in time. I mean, if it was a mining area, you could associate it with drying rooms for the peat and lead, but to me this is like farm area, so it's probably been corralled with animals in these separate sections of wall. Right. It's nice to see FAIRHAUGH cottage. What I normally do is walk around at the front to see if the shutters have been up and down, to see if anyone's been using it, like living in it lately, or it's been closed down for a long time, where there's no signs of being opened up and used. Right, last 50 yards now on the road. Right, and there's your yellow disc with a blue arrow in it, where it used to be a turnstile at one time. It's just a straight through now onto the road. Right, up we go and onto the road and then down the hill. Right, so that's the Forestry Commission track I was telling you that you're coming down from the top, from Clenler Street, to drop down to here if you wanted to come down to FAIRHAUGH cottage. And that road there goes off and it takes you down to the ford, where if you've got a quad bike you can just drive over that and go straight to the track. But sometimes it's a bit awkward to get across because it's deep and running fast. Right, so it's still got the yellow washing line hanging up between the trees here. So that's one thing the same. But you can see from here the devastation where all the trees have been falling over with all the heavy storms that we've been getting, high winds. all the trees that you used to use for to tie your hammocks to and like have camping areas, like sit down on big logs and all that, was all gone now. And it was very, very popular area this for camping. So what I normally do is walk around the building, put it on video, and then just come back around there and walk along there, cross over the bridge, and then go into the camping area after going along that grass track there. So I'll go around the grounds first and show you what's here. But these are the metal shutters I was telling you about. If it was open and somebody was using it, those metal shutters would be open for to get light into the rooms. And then you've got the upstairs ones there for where you go upstairs. Old farming machinery there, it's been there for years, that. Right, so if you ever get caught out here, like I say, the shelter's on the left hand side here of the building, where you can stand on anything and get shelter from any wet stuff that's coming down. But there's a big padlock to keep these doors and windows shut. Stop the vandals and the drunks coming here and spoiling it for everybody. Arseholes. Right, so this is where you can stand underneath, look. Perfect place for to get out the wet stuff. Right, so here's your gas bottles to turn on for when you're staying there, so you've got gas to cook with. New bits of timber. So I wonder if I come to repair something. What's that beeping? Oh, it's a beep again. What the hell is that? It's like a smoke alarm that needs the battery changing. Beeping. There, it's done it again. That's probably what it is, a smoke alarm in the building. Needs the batteries changing out. Because probably nobody's been in there for donkeys. I thought it was my battery going off with my camera. But then I realised what it is. Because my sisters keep doing that. They're all wired into the electrics of the house. And they're beeping. There's one on the bottom of the stairs and one on the top. And they're making a beeping sound like that all the time. But what you didn't realise is they've got backup batteries in them. And when they go, you've got to replace them. Otherwise they just keep beeping. Right, so you go along this grass track 75 yards. Cross over the wooden bridge. And then I'll go into the camping area. So wherever the smoke detector is on this side of the building, because you hear beep. Yeah, I heard it just as I was going to approach that new wood down there. Beep, yeah. So it sounds like it's on the stairs, coming up the stairs to go in the upper rooms. So it'll be on the steps, like top of the stairs. Smoke detector. Beep, beep. Right, so along here and cross over the wooden footbridge, the pedestrian bridge. And I need another way coming up now, desperate. So, and I need to sit, oh no, I'm knackered. My feet are hurting a bit. My legs need a rest anyway. So I'll try and find a place dry to sit down on a tree stump or somewhere in the camping area where everybody comes here to camp. Wild camping spot. So they've been propping those tree trunks up by those ones sticking out, and if they start collapsing they'll all just come running down here dead quick. So it's scorper quick to get out of the way of them. If you walk along here you shit yourself. It's just a roll of thunder sound as they're coming bounding down the bank towards you. Right, so I'm getting the heavy stuff coming down now. So is me luck running out for the day? But I'm going into these trees now, so I'll get a little bit of cover. So a little bird just, oh, it's just flown off, went underneath the bridge where the support is. Right, time to stop and have a quick whiff. So people used to come along here, come down in the 4x4s, come down the Forestry Commission track, go across the ford, drive up the path on that side, and then drive into the tree line over there. But it's all changed up there now. As you can see, loads of trees are falling down, so you can't get your vehicles parked into the trees to drop off all your stuff like they used to. It's all changed now. Even the pathway leading up from the bridge here, that's all gone, wiped out, and now you've got to go along the bottom and just make your way through all the dead trees to get in. Right, so now you can see why this is a very popular camping spot in here, because you've got your water source right next to you. You just have to make your way down the embankment there and go down, scoop up your water, go back into the trees where you've got your campfire can and sit on your big, there's like loads of trees lying down that you could sit on as bench seats. Right, so that's looking back to FAIRHAUGH cottage, where I've just come from. Right, there used to be a pathway went up just there to the left to take you up onto the road track there, just the other side of these fallen trees, but that's all been wiped out now with the fallen trees. So now you can see where people have scrambled up that bit here, or they've gone along straight off to the right here into the tree line, which I'm going to do now to have a quick skeg inside. Now luckily it's good that it doesn't really start getting really dark until 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish now, so I've got tons of time to make your videos and get the daylight hours that you need. But this one's very popular camping spot. It's not so popular now because of all the damage that's sustained with all these fallen trees. Look, I mean, people still come here and camp because you can see evidence of bits of campfires and where they've been trying to build it up again. But as you can see, you're right next to the river here. But there's only these small areas left now where there's no trees, because it's all buried underneath that lot where the camps were, just here. So people have had the campfire and those stones here and use this short log as a seat to sit on. But you could go further into this area here where all these trees are falling down, and you go extend it further on, and there was another big camping area where there's loads of logs set out to sit on. Excellent area. So like I say, just have to go down there, scoop water into your pan or something, bring it back up here, put it on your fire, so you can see. Don't know what the hell that was, whether it's an old kettle or something. Here's a frying pan. So it's not very good now, it's not very well set up anymore. Just watching the pied wagtails flying backwards and forwards along the river here. We're getting there's more heavy drop that's coming down now. But I think it's still going to be just showers. But yeah, you used to be able to drive up that road and come halfway into the trees just up there. So you could carry your stuff from the 4x4s like the guys used to bring their camping stuff into here. So they didn't have far to carry it in. But you could go another 50 yards, 60, 70 yards in, so you're further away from anybody going past to spy on you. So you get your peace and quiet. But you can't now because there's too many trees over. So unless somebody comes with a chainsaw and starts chainsawing these down, cut them in half with a drop, they'll be here for another 50 odd years. Right, so I think I'll have a sit down here. Get me bananas and me oranges out. I'll leave me camera rolling and recording because I've still got another 2 batteries, so I've got enough to keep recording. So I've just noticed as well, I haven't seen another soul since I started my walk, not one. So it's still pretty peaceful along here as well, and remote. So at the top of that ridge there, you've got the road going down to the end of Clonmel Street, where it goes from a road